Chapter 7. Light at the End of the Tunnel.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm
Nick was not sure if Judy was crying, laughing, sobbing, giggling, or everything at once. She was just holding him with her arm around his neck and hugging him firmly. The fox just patted her with his healthy arm on her back, giving her a soft kiss on her neck. "Hey, carrots," Nick said softly. "Maybe you could let me go for a second?" Judy shook her head softly. "The doctor is still standing right beside the bed." "Judy," Nick said with a smile.
no.
The rabbit hugged him even tighter, being afraid that he could vanish just like in her dream. "I will have a look at you later, Mr. Wilde." Dr. Greenwood smiled and winked at his patient, then left the room. "The doctor said I've been unconscious for 2 days, but based on your behaviour one could easily think it had been 2 months. Don't worry, Judy, I'm not going anywhere." "Don't worry?" Judy lifted her head and turned it a bit so she could look at him. Her eyes were red and swollen. "You scared me to death and you are saying I should not worry?" she sobbed, but this time with a smile. "Oh, carrots, I was awake the whole time. It was just a hustle." He winked and Judy was sobbing and laughing again. "You've just cheated death and you're already hustling me, dumb fox." "Loyal bunny." He stroked her back again, tickling the base of her ears. "The doctor said you didn't leave this uncomfortable chair the whole time, and even nearly knocked out a security guard to get in here in the first place. With anyone else I would say he is greatly exaggerating, but knowing you, it might even be true." The rabbit giggled amused and kissed his cheek. "For you I would even have gone to hell and wrestled with the devil." Then her look got more serious. "You really gave me the creeps, you know that? For a moment I thought that I had lost you." Nick waved aside and smiled slyly. "Nah, I am too big to get lost easily." Judy looked like she was getting even more sad. "Nick, I am serious. When I thought I might lose you, something awoke in me. I do not want you to leave me ever again." "Carrots, I am not going anywhere without you." "Do you swear it?" Nick held up his right paw and said, smiling, "Boy Scout's honour." "I thought about a more romantic vow." Judy snickered, her ears and cheeks becoming hot. The heartbeat monitor was starting to beep faster and Nick's facial expression was a mix of emotions. Judy let go of him and hopped from the bed to hide her embarrassment about the knee-jerk comment. "Whatever, are you hungry? My siblings baked a blueberry cake for you, and after nearly 3 days without food, you must be starving."
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room. Love and happiness.
"Well, it seems that your reflexes are all within range, Mr. Wilde." Dr. Greenwood finished his elaborate examination of Nick. "I have scheduled you for an MRI this afternoon, but as far as I can tell, for now, everything looks good. When can I leave the hospital? And how long must I stay on sick leave?" Nick sounded quite enthusiastic about working again, but maybe it was only getting out of the hospital or even getting back to Zootopia. Actually, you could be discharged in a few days, but I want you to come in every other day for a checkup and to change your bandages." He made some notes in Nick's medical journal. "Going back to work is a different kettle of fish. As long as your fractures are not healed completely, you are not allowed to do regular service, but only desk duty. But I want you on sick leave at least until the end of this week. Do you have a family doctor in Zootopia?" On the thought of staying 2 more days in the hospital and spending at least 4 more days on sick leave, Nick's ears dropped. "No family doctor. Sorry." "Me neither. That's aside from you, Dr. Greenwood," Judy added with a smile. You two should get one then. I'm too far away in case you need me, he smiled softly. I can introduce you to Dr. Allison. She doesn't regularly take new patients, but I've known her for quite a while and she is an internist for multiple species. He hesitated for a moment, then added with a wink. And she also specializes in interspecies reproduction. Judy blushed, as did Nick, and the exhilarated heartbeat monitor made Dr. Greenwood laugh lightly. Just a suggestion. Think about it and give me a notice if you wish to give her a call. We will see each other again after the MRI. He shook hands with Nick and Judy, then left the two alone.
I have taken a few free days until Wednesday, but I will talk to Bogo to see if I could have another 4 until Sunday.
And where should I stay for the rest of the week? I'm not exactly welcomed by your parents, Carrots. Nick made a hangdog face and seemed to be deeply disappointed, even though he didn't say anything.
Either we can both stay in my parents' guest room, or neither of us will. I am not staying there without you, Nick.
Judy looked determined.
But we have a few days left to make a decision about this, and I will talk to them later, perhaps tomorrow.
You really didn't leave the hospital for the last few days, did you? Nick looked astonished.
And leave you alone? No way!
She smiled and put her paw on his arm.
And by the way, you already have quite a few fans in the Hobbs family, beside me, that is. Amy and Annabelle convinced all the younger siblings that you were really cool, and Evelyn told me most of the older siblings like you too.
Well, there are also some dissenting voices, I guess. Nick thought back to the argument at the table a few days ago, then sighed.
Just a few stubborn rabbits. There are a few in every family,
Evelyn said, leaning in the doorframe. Both Judy and Nick's head turned around quickly.
Hey, Eve!
Judy exclaimed as she jumped from the bed, reaching her arms out to hug her younger sister.
This is the second time you managed to sneak up on me.
She laughed.
I practiced a lot, but you have also been quite distracted lately.
Then Evelyn faced Nick and giggled.
Wow, awake with that cute smile. He is even more handsome, sis.
Nick stayed cool with a sly grin outwardly, but the heartbeat monitor betrayed him again with an exhilarating beeping. Okay, this thing has to be switched off, he murmured, and both bunnies laughed.
Hello, I am Evelyn, or just Eve for my friends.
The younger rabbit made a few steps in his direction so Nick could stay in bed and shook his paw.
I have heard so much about you.
As you are still here, I guess Judy only told you my positives. The fox winked, being sly again, and shook her paw.
Oh, I got all the exciting details, including how you managed to get her to kiss you in that bar.
Evelyn had a serious look for a moment, and Nick's acting failed completely, looking like someone had punched him in the stomach. Then Eve suddenly laughed full-throated and turned to Judy.
For a fox, he is really gullible. How did he survive your moments of sarcasm during heat?
Nick still looked puzzled when Evelyn patted his arm.
Don't worry, I know you didn't trick her into anything.
She winked at him and Nick snorted. Dumb bunny.
Hey, no reason to get personal.
Evelyn crossed her arms and looked annoyed.
What? No, I mean, that was just...
Nick was risking his neck with careless talk and wagged his arms, looking helpless to Judy, who was leaning against the wall, watching amused at the spectacle.
She is fooling you again, dumb fox.
Sly bunny, Nick murmured and leaned frustrated back into his pillow. As if one of you isn't enough, you are now overpowering an enfeebled fox? Evelyn was still snickering and winked at Judy.
You really got yourself a sweet one. I envy your great fortune, sis.
Judy grinned.
Yep, as a full-time cop you have to mess around with what you get.
Nick pouted and chuntered. I should call the nurse. You two are obstructive to my healing. Judy wanted to reply something, but Evelyn was faster.
Your ego doesn't count, my dear.
Judy clapped her paws in front of her mouth and snickered again, accompanied by some more murmuring by Nick. Why am I still messing about with you? Nick rolled his eyes.
Because you know you love me.
Judy chirped sweetly, winking in his direction. Do I know that? Nick made a thoughtful face, then sighed. Yes I do. And you are my one and only real weakness. You know that, Carrots.
Yes, absolutely.
She winked and then blew a kiss to him. Oh, come on. I don't even get a real one after all. Nick pouted again.
I can help out for Judy.
Evelyn offered, grinning from ear to ear. Judy stood there with her hands on her hips and tripled with her feet.
Don't you dare! This is my fox! You can trap one yourself!
Excuse me, if I may say something. Nick started sheepishly but was interrupted by both rabbits at once.
No!
Nick helplessly threw his healthy arm in the air and dropped back into his pillow for the second time within minutes. What have I done to deserve this?
Maybe nibbling from our favourite carrot. Eve!
Judy blushed and beat her sister on the arm, who only giggled. Even Nick snickered, finally losing his awkwardness slowly.
I should never have told you that. Don't let that one slip when Mom or Dad are around. They would kill Nick and take me for a ride.
Isn't that my job, carrots? Like, literally, Nick added with a wink. Judy scowled at him and Evelyn laughed.
You two really are a great couple,
Evelyn determined, then with a wink to Nick.
And I really mean it this time. I'm really happy for you two.
She smiled widely at both of them. Nick and Judy both shared a look, then smiled too.
But don't forget your promise when the time comes, Juju.
Eve winked at Judy, who blushed again with a careful side glance to Nick, who looked between the two bunnies inquiringly. He did not have time to ask about that promise, because a sheep in a lab coat entered the room with a wheelchair. Hello, Mr. Wilde. I'm picking you up for your MRI.
He isn't half bad, Stu. Just think about if she had brought someone like Zachary Milligan home.
Bonnie Hops was sitting at the kitchen table and had been nervously polishing the same apple for more than 5 minutes. At least he is a rabbit, Stu answered stubbornly.
He is an idiot, Stu,
Bonnie answered, rolling her eyes. But he is a rabbit.
He is a petty criminal.
But he is a
Oh, shut your mug, Stu.
Bonnie appeared impatient.
I would even prefer her seeing a frickin' lion instead of this rabbit.
Stu snorted indifferently.
Furthermore, it seems this fox makes her happy. Shouldn't this be the most important thing for us?
She sighed. But maybe he is only taking advantage of her. Didn't you see how Jude is under his spell? You cannot trust a fox. Everybody knows this. Stu sounded frustrated and walked the kitchen up and down. Maybe, Bonnie cut him off.
Everybody is wrong, and our daughter is the one we should listen to. Since when do you not trust her judgment? I still do.
Me too, Bon. Stu dropped himself onto a chair beside his wife and sighed again. But why did it have to be a fox? Couldn't she have found herself a nice rabbit? She is my little girl, and I wanted some grandchildren from her. No Hobbs bunny was ever childless.
We have so many other little girls. You will have enough grandchildren,
Bonnie said, then offered after a short hesitation.
Or maybe they will even have their own.
Good grief, are you serious? A fox and a rabbit having biological kits? Stu was nearly having an attack thinking about it and jumped from his chair again. Is this even possible?
I don't know, Stu.
She was reaching with her paw for his.
But don't you think Judy deserves our support either way?
Oh, Bon, what have we done? Stu sat down again, holding Bonnie's paw with his, looking really worried.
We raised Judy to be open-minded, kind-hearted, and optimistic.
Bonnie smiled softly and Stu put his head down onto her paw.
I think we did everything absolutely right, my dear.
She patted her husband on his head.
How much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
I don't know what I should do, Eve.
Judy sat with her sister in the waiting room.
This never happens. I always have a plan and know what to do.
She was a mess.
Oh dear, this fox really got under your skin.
Evelyn smiled happily at her sister.
Yeah, and I don't like it. I cannot think very well even when he is only talking.
Judy sounded frustrated.
Judith Laverne Hobbs, totally in love and at the mercy of her own emotions.
Evelyn laughed.
I never thought I'd see the day. Ha, ha.
Judy poked her tongue out at her sister, but grinned too.
But back to the topic. I have to talk to Mom and Dad today, or tomorrow. and this will really not be funny. I think you should talk to Mom first. She takes it more easily,"
Evelyn proposed.
"Have you deliberated about whether you two should stay at the Burrow after Nick is dismissed?" "I would like to. It's rare enough that I get to see my family. Staying at the hotel would be a real waste. Furthermore, I'm still waiting for a reply from my boss, Chief Boko. He was in the field when I called." "How long do you plan to stay?" "As long as Nick has to. I will not leave him alone in Bunnyborough."
Evelyn grinned at her, fully aware of her protective instincts towards the fox. Judy rolled her eyes.
"Oh, come on, Eve. It's just too cute, Juju."
Evelyn snickered.
"I am really happy for you two. I always feared you would end up as an old maid."
She winked at her.
"He is doing you good." "I know."
Judy smiled and had a glimmer in her eyes. A nurse came into the waiting room, looking inquiringly.
"Officer Judy Hobbs?" "That's me."
Judy waved at her.
"There's a phone call for you from the ZPD, line 7. Just enter **7# on the phone over there to accept it,"
the nurse said and left the room again. Judy walked over to the phone, entered the code and waited for the connection to be established.
"Officer Judy Hobbs, hello?"
Hops,
It was Chief Boko's voice.
your phone is offline.
"Oh, sorry, Chief. I forgot to charge it and the battery must have died."
I got your application for 4 more days of vacation.
The Cape Buffalo didn't sound too enthusiastic about the idea, and Judy sighed.
"Yes, sir."
Are you alright?
"Yes, sir."
And your partner is awake and not at risk anymore?
"I think so, sir. He is currently being examined, but everything looks good so far."
Judy could not quite keep her disappointment out of her voice. Those questions could only lead to the decision to get her back on duty and leaving Nick alone. She considered telling a small lie about Nick's health status just to stay a little longer, but she couldn't cross this line, even now.
Well, under these circumstances, I see no reason for you to stay on vacation any longer, Hops. I need my best officers on duty.
Judy's ears fell down and she let her shoulders sink.
But maybe I can make some concessions for you.
The chief snarled as always, but Judy swore she could hear a little smile in his voice.
"Sir?"
We have received a request for administrative assistance from the precinct in Bunnyborough. A dispute between neighbours ended bloody with a suicide. Under normal circumstances, I would have set Fangmeyer and Paul Stake, but as you are on the ground already and know the locals, I am considering scheduling you for this request.
"This would be great, sir. You won't be sorry about it, I promise."
Judy was all eager again, wobbling with her nose and tail.
Should I send you a replacement for Officer Wilde?
Chief Bogo already knew the answer, but had to ask nevertheless.
"No, sir. I think I will cope with it on my own. Also, Officer Wilde will be eager to do the paperwork."
That would be a first.
Bogo mumbled and Judy grinned.
Well then, I have already notified the local sheriff that you will be there tomorrow. He will brief you with all the details. Good luck.
"Thank you, sir."
And Hops,
"Yes, sir."
best wishes to Wilde from the whole squad.
"Thank you, sir."
The line clicked and Judy slowly hung up the phone.
"What is it, sis?"
Evelyn asked impatiently when Judy stood there thoughtfully and motionlessly for a few seconds.
"Well, it seems as if we will be staying for a while."
Good news, Mr. Wilde. Dr. Greenwood helped Nick, who was struggling with his casted leg and arm, to climb down the metal barrow of the MRI. I could not see any edema, crushes or bleedings inside your brain, so I am not expecting any long-term effects. How bad is your headache, on a scale from 0 to 10? Painful, but sufferable, Nick said with a relieved face. I would say maybe a strong 6. I will tell the nurse to give you some light painkillers for the next few days. What about nausea or vomiting? Any seizures or aphasia? The doctor blazed with a small flashlight alternating into both eyes. A small bit of nausea when I get up from laying down. Nick followed the flashlight with his eyes from the left side to the right side of his field of vision. The rabbit switched the flashlight off, nodded pleased, and noted something in Nick's medical journal.
It seems that you really had an angel patronizing you. For the severity of the accident, you really got off lightly. He smiled. But you should treat yourself with care over the following weeks. Take things nice and easy. And if you notice any after effects, you should go to the next emergency ward.
I think I can do that. Nick smiled and shook hands with the doctor.
Well then, we will closely monitor you for the next 2 days. Do you have any accommodation for the days after your release?
Not yet. Judy wanted to talk to her parents to see if we can stay for a few days. Nick looked to be getting sad and his ears drooped. But maybe I should vote for a hotel. The old rabbit eyeballed Nick, then put his hands into his lab coat's pockets.
I heard from Miss Hops that you weren't well received by her family.
His voice was easy, almost fatherly.
Don't take it to heart, Mr. Wilde. It's a countrified area, and most older mammals in Bunnyborough are quite old-fashioned. But I would not count the Hopses to the hardliner. They were probably only caught on the wrong foot. I really think you are a nice guy with a good nature. Even when putting aside my own long-lasting knowledge of animal nature, I saw how Miss Judy Hops looks at you.
Nick smiled embarrassed and the doctor continued smiling.
If you could win her heart, I bet you will win her parents too. You just have to give them some time to know you better. At least you saved her little kit, and actions speak louder than words.
He patted the fox on his shoulder. Thank you, Dr. Greenwood. I will do my best to not disappoint either you or Judy. Nick smiled, eased.
Speaking of, I think Miss Hops is impatiently waiting outside.
Dr. Greenwood went ahead and called a nurse with a wheelchair to assist Nick. Judy jumped from her seat and rushed to the fox who was moving in his wheelchair from another rabbit in a white lab coat.
Thank you, I will take him now.
She smiled to the nurse, then pushed Nick to the group of chairs around a table where Evelyn was waiting with another rabbit. When Nick arrived at the table, he saw 3 more small bunnies sitting together on one chair and drawing on a writing pad.
This is my brother, Patrick.
Judy pointed to the other adult rabbit that had brown fur against Judy's and Evelyn's greyish. He seemed to be about the same age as Judy and Evelyn, but that was hard to tell.
Nice to meet you.
Patrick waved a paw at Nick, who replied with a smile. Hi, Patrick.
This is Bobby.
Judy was now pointing to one of the 3 little kits that had some funny brown patches within his light grey fur. Bobby was waving shyly and then hiding snickering behind his 2 sisters.
And those 2 you already met?
Amy and Annabelle, right? Nick smiled without showing too much of his teeth and waved at the 2 giggling bunnies.
Mickey!
They both shouted, then jumped on the table and rushed to the fox, landing in his lap and trying to hug him with their cute little paws. Nick laughed and put his healthy arm around both of them, tickling their head. Evelyn snickered.
Oh, how cute!
She held on to this moment by taking a few photos with her phone and winked at Judy.
I think you got some competition, sis.
They were whining for 2 days to visit you, Mr. Wilde, and when Eve messaged that you were finally awake and due to the circumstances feeling okay, they finally persuaded me to accompany them for a visit, Patrick said with a friendly smile. I missed you too, my little bunnies, Nick smirked at the 2 beaming kits in his lap. And you can call me Nick, Patrick, he offered with a smile towards the male rabbit. Bobby was now standing alone on the chair, torn between staying a safe distance from the foreigner and cuddling him together with his slightly younger sisters. He gave himself a start and finally lumbered shyly towards Nick. The fox carefully put his open paw slowly on the table. Bobby still appeared somewhat skeptical, but then hugged Nick's big paw with his cute little arms. Hello, my little friend. Nick's voice was gentle and finally Bobby crawled quickly over the fox's arm and joined his sisters with a proud smile. Wow, you should be honored, Nick. Little Bobby is one of our shyest siblings. He does not warm up to strangers easily. That he even wanted to come along with his sisters is exceptional. But this is the first time he has gotten this familiar this quickly. Patrick was amazed and Evelyn took a few more photos while Judy put her arms around Nick's upper body from behind, smiling happily from ear to ear.
You really know how to capture a bunny's heart, my dear.
She kissed him softly on the cheek, and of course Evelyn took a photo of this too. Hey! Judy protested mildly, but Evelyn and Patrick were just giggling at her, and even Nick was smiling with a sly grin. You know, if I didn't have these casts, I would offer them a really good show. He winked, and Judy considered him with a played angry look, then took a chair beside Nick. By the way, Patrick started, and because of his changed voice, Judy knew what was coming next. Mom and Dad really want to talk to you, Judy. Then he paused before he continued. And with you too, Nick. The last part caught both Judy and Nick by surprise, but Evelyn smiled lightly.
So, did Mom finally convince the old grumbler that Nick will not devour their children?
Evelyn asked nonchalantly, and the two little girls giggled amused. Only Bobby looked somewhat worried, but finally started to smile when Nick didn't dash forward to swipe him. Judy, on the other hand, still looked somewhat skeptical, and her brother just shrugged. I don't know you, Nick, but I think you are a nice guy, and if Jude likes you...
You bet,
Judy said, determined. That's sufficient for me too, and Mom thinks alike, I believe, and Pa will listen to her. Patrick winked at Judy. As always, we Hops were always somewhat matriarchic. This time he winked at Nick, who gulped with an expression on his face that made everyone laugh. Beside him, that is. Nick was laying in his bedside, Judy beside him and snuggled into his healthy arm and his tail. When visiting hours were over, the other Hopses left and they could share some private time in his sick room. Judy wouldn't leave the hospital today, but promised that she would talk to her parents the next day. She also told Nick about the new case she had assumed, still not knowing many details herself yet. A suicide here in Bunnyborough? Nick sounded astonished and worried. You should not do that all alone, Carrots. As long as I am on desk duty, you need another partner.
Don't get upset, Nick.
Judy stroked his arm and smiled.
You have to go easy, and it is a neighborhood dispute, not a madcap serial killer.
So why did they request for administrative assistance then? Nick still sounded worried and hugged her more firmly. It may be dangerous, Judy.
There is only a really small police department here in Bunnyborough, and a suicide is such an exceptional case. They simply don't know what to do. They normally have to deal with a few shopliftings or vandalism on the fields, and our job is always dangerous to some degree, be it in Zootopia or here in Bunnyborough. I will keep you up to date and promise you to be guarded, okay?
Do I have a choice? No, I don't. Nick sighed but also smiled softly. Judy gave him a sweet kiss, touching his cheek with her paw.
Don't worry, I don't want you to undergo the same dubiety and anxiety I had for the last few days. I promise, Nick.
Thank you, Judy. I love you. Nick smiled dreamily and they both snuggled below the blanket.
I love to sleep.